Welcome to this video from the Final Mind.
You think you know where you live, right? But what if you're wrong? What if your real home is somewhere you can't even see?
You're already living inside the cloud. You just don't realize it yet.
So to really get what that means, we have to start by, we have to tear down a really comfortable illusion. It's a myth we all kind of tell ourselves about the cloud. The myth that it isn't real.
You know, when you say the cloud, what do you picture? Probably something soft, right? Floating, ethereal, a place where our files just drift around, somewhere up in the sky. It's basically an invisible hard drive in our minds.
Yeah, but that's not it. Not at all. The cloud, it isn't in the sky. It's a physical, planet-sized machine.
Okay, so the best way to wrap your head around this is to think of it like a giant, invisible city. A city that is the physical reality of this global machine.
Now, you can't see its buildings, you can't walk its streets, but every single thing you do, every photo you snap, every search you type, it all travels into this city. It gets processed, and the answer comes back to you in milliseconds.
And look, this isn't just some loose metaphor. This city, it maps directly onto the actual technical reality. The buildings, those are things like virtual machines and containers. The roads and highways, they're the massive fiber optic cables lying on the bottom of the ocean, the real arteries of the internet. The power grid is this incredible self-healing thing called hyperscale infrastructure. And the city itself, yeah, that's what engineers call a data center region.
And here's the kicker. It's not just one city. There are over 10,000 of these data centers on Earth right now. That's 10,000 invisible cities all built just for data. Okay, so if the cloud is a real place, a real city, then it means a part of you lives there too. A kind of digital shadow. A version of you that never, ever sleeps.
But how much of you is really in there?
Now seriously, think about it for a second. There is a version of you that exists right now, and it's built entirely out of your data. Your memories? They're in there. All your photos, your videos, your conversations, every message and email. Even your identity, your credit score, your medical records. Heck, even your future is in there, logged away in calendars and flight bookings.
You know, in engineering, they have a name for this. It's called a digital twin. It's a virtual replica of a physical thing, like a jet engine. And it's so precise, it can predict how that engine will behave. And here's the really uncomfortable part. You have one. Nobody officially called it that, but you have one. And it's being used constantly to predict your behavior.
I mean, just in the last minute, the last 60 seconds you've been listening to this, you've already generated about 1.7 megabytes of behavioral data. It's always learning, always updating itself.
And that really gets to the core of it, doesn't it? The physical you get to rest. You sleep. But the cloud you, it doesn't.
And this is where things get even stranger. This machine, this city, it's not just some passive box for storing files. It actually behaves like a living thing, an autonomous, self-healing organism.
Just think about what happens when you tap on an app. It happens in less than 200 milliseconds, literally faster than you can blink. In that instant, your request gets translated, it's bounced to a load balancer, it spins up a software container that might only exist for a few seconds, it pulls data from a database, and then it delivers it all back to you from a server that was already waiting for your request. It's like 1,000 invisible decisions all happening in the blink of an eye.
But here's the most important and maybe the most unsettling part of all of that. Not one single step in that entire chain was controlled by a human being. Nobody chose that server. Nobody directed that traffic. The system, it made every single decision all on its own in real time.
It's incredible when you think about it. If a server fails, the system just heals itself. It routes all the traffic around the problem like it's nothing. When millions of people log on at once, it just adapts, scaling up automatically. It has redundant systems, kind of like we have redundant organs. It learns from its mistakes. Now, it's not alive, but it sure does behave like something that is.
And all of this, it leads us to the final and honestly the most mind-bending revelation of all. The idea that reality, our physical reality, is just becoming the interface. You know, way back in 1964, a guy named Marshall McLuhan said something profound. We shape our tools, and then our tools shape us. He had absolutely no idea how right he would turn out to be. Because the cloud is no longer just a tool we use, it's becoming the environment we actually live in. And this creates a dangerous kind of feedback loop. Think of it in steps. Step 1, your behavior trains the algorithm.
Step 2, the algorithm then uses what it learned to shape your behavior. Step 3, your newly shaped behavior produces new data. Step 4, that new data retrains the algorithm. It's a loop that never, ever ends, and with every single cycle, you become more predictable. We thought we were building the cloud as a place to store our stuff, a place for our data, but that's not what's happening. It's becoming the place we are all moving into. Our jobs, our friendships, our memories, they're already there.
And that forces us to ask a really, really strange question. What if the physical world is just becoming the interface, the keyboard and mouse for our real digital lives?
So, let me leave you with this. If everything that makes you, your memories, your identity, your choices, your future, if all of it exists as data inside that planet-sized machine, then where do you actually live?
Thank you for watching. To view similar videos in future, do not forget to subscribe.